Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside and this week's nursery tour. Of course, here we are in the early mid-October in North Carolina. It seems that we may have had a turn in the weather. Jenny is wearing jeans and a long sleeve kind of sweatshirt and doing quite lovely out here. I'm sure by the end of the day we'll be changing to a t-shirt, but fall in the South is the perfect time to be planting. Y'all, this past weekend, we had folks coming in and gobbling up shrubs like crazy. 'Tis the season to be planting. It is also the season to be thinking about even next year. I know, it may feel like you're kind of cheating on this year's garden. You're not, you're just being smart. We have a couple of specials here at the nursery that we are continuing, and we currently have one going online. So online, you can go, and if you get 3 of the AquaPot Lite inserts, then it's free shipping. This is the perfect time to go ahead and start stocking up on supplies for next year. Or if you're in a warmer zone, you can absolutely use these right now. So what is an AquaPot insert if you're not familiar with it? This is that self-watering system, right, that you can use with one of your traditional pots. I have used these in several of my containers, and the great thing is I leave them in that container year round. I have one at the chicken coop that is planted in just perennials. I am using this to keep that great supply of water to those plants, and I just leave it in there year round. So we're over a year and those plants are lovely. So this will go into one of your traditional containers and turn it into a self-watering container, right? Online, you buy 3, you get free shipping on it. So great deal on that. Here at the nursery, of course, Land and Sea is still on sale. So it's $13.99 a bag. You come on, stock up. Like literally people were coming this past weekend and they were getting 20 bags, 40 bags, filling up the back of their pickup trucks. Fall is a lovely time to use that Land and Sea, and as you're beginning to put your flower beds to sleep and to rest for the winter, we use that. Or just stockpile it for next year. Absolutely great pricing on that Land and Sea for $13.99. All unique stone is 30% off. People were grabbing containers and statuaries and fun little things all this past weekend. We will go look and see, kind of give you an overview of what that stock looks like. And then the traditional AquaPots, those ceramic glazed pottery that has the AquaPot whole system, that is 60% off. Again, people were taking advantage of that. So the early bird gets the worm. If you're interested in that, do not dilly-dally, do not drag your feet. Come on out and take advantage of that. Land and Sea, we've got plenty of that, right? So you can get as much as you want, my friends. The AquaPots and the unique stone, now that's limited because as you know, I just can't turn around and order more of that. So what we're going to do today is just going to walk through and show you shrubs that are really selling quite nicely. And we've got it is camellia season. I've got camellias starting to bloom in my garden. So we're going to kind of look at some of those, and then all sorts of fun things here at the nursery. We have got a great supply of fall annuals. People are sending me messages asking, do you have mums that are either in bloom or in bud? Yes, we do. We will look at that. We have beautiful selections of your violas, your pansies, all the components that you need to make a nice fall container. We have got those for you. I just did one right for the terrace garden. Stunning. And all I did was come right over here and shop the nursery. So you can create that for your own garden. Some of the biggest things that are selling out right now, and I will say also we have a truck coming this morning to help restock us with our shrubs. I was talking with some folks this weekend. Y'all, now is the time to plant hydrangeas. You don't want to plant hydrangeas in June, July, August, even early September here in the South. You want to plant hydrangeas now in the fall. It is the perfect time because you want that root system to get really well established before the heat of the summer hits. Look at Tidbit. This is Firelight Tidbit. Now, if you see some of the foliage, don't worry, y'all. It is October. 'Tis the season for hydrangeas to look a little tired. What we're going to focus on are the beautiful flowers, right? Even here in October, we have got gorgeous flowers. Tidbit is nice and petite and extremely sturdy. The irrigation was on this morning. These are full of water, right? and they are nice and tight. They're not going to flop. So if you're looking for a nice petite hydrangea that is guaranteed to give you flowers, Tidbit is the one that you want. Also, coming this morning, we have the little lime punches. I don't have them right now. The truck is set to come later on this morning. So if you're looking for little lime punches, we have the little lime punch. Little lime punch is going to be different from Tidbit. It's going to be a little bit bigger, right? Still really, really strong, sturdy stems. It's just going to be a size difference on that. We have a few of the Eclipse hydrangeas left. This is that great traditional macrophylla hydrangea, that what we think of as a hydrangea bloom, with that dark foliage, and it's going to have like a near red flower on it. Gorgeous, beautiful foliage on this, nice and dark, lovely. I cannot wait to see it in bloom next year. It's going to be a really nice contrast. So we do have, of course, the panicles. We have got Incrediballs Classic. We have Incrediball Ruby. Is that what it's called? Yes, Blush, excuse me. So this is a color specific hydrangea where you're going to get that pink mauve color. It comes out this color. It was not going to start out white. It comes out, and in fact, you can see like here we got all 3 stages right here. I guess you could even consider it 4. This blooms on new growth, so as they age and if they start to turn a little bit and you don't like that, not a problem. You can come in here and snip it off. Blooms on new growth, so you don't have to worry about pruning it at the wrong time. You really can kind of prune them really kind of whenever you want to. One that has been, every time people come in, this is what grabs their attention. This is the Jazz Hands Variegated Loropetalum. They love this color. Folks are really interested in it, and even within the same plant family, you may notice some pots look a little different than others. And that's just going to be a little bit of a variation within the plant. But you're going to get those 3 colors. You get the green, the cream, and the pink. These loropetalums, of course, are going to be evergreen, right? And variegated as far as size, I always get it mixed up. 4 to 6 tall, 4 wide. Nice, good presence in the landscape. Depending on your landscape, you could have this as the back. Beautiful evergreen, and then you could come forward and do some fun things with that as well. We have, let's see, what else do we want to talk about? I know we have more coming on the truck this morning. This is the Roman candle podocarpus, right? So you just saw me plant one of these at the end of the wall at the house. This Roman candle is so cool. I mean, you have upright yews all the time, right? But I've never seen one with this foliage on it. Gorgeous, creamy, white with that nice dark green. This is going to be a sun lover. It is disease resistant. It is deer resistant. Once you get it established, it is drought tolerant, low maintenance. Bugs don't like it. Kind of give it a little shape at the end of winter. Gorgeous. This will get kind of tall, 10 to 15 tall, 3 to 4 wide, but it's going to take a minute to get there. So don't think it's going to instantly get that huge and that you're going to have to battle it. You're not going to have to battle this one at all. Oh, let's see. These are fun. The Dragon Princes. So a Dragon Prince Cryptomeria, and this is a great option for those of you that are looking for evergreen color. So this one is from our friends at Southern Living Plant Collection. And the Dragon Prince Cryptomeria is going to be a full sun shrub. It is an evergreen, 2 to 3 tall, 3 to 4 wide. And it's not rough. Like, you can come and touch it, and it has nice foliage to it. Going to give you a great presence. It is hardy in zones 6 to 9. So this is going to be a great option for those of you looking for evergreen. I want to put some evergreens in that cottage garden extension. So I don't know if I'm going to do Dragon Prince or if I'm going to do Fire Chief Arborvitae. Both of those would be great options for me. The main difference is that with the Fire Chief in the wintertime, because it is an arborvitae, this is a Cryptomeria, this is still going to get a little bit of a color to it on the tips of it in the wintertime, but your Fire Chief really turns. Like, it has that bronze, I don't know, copper color to it, however you want to look at it. And so that's really neat as far as having some fun winter interest on that. Abelias, of course, I mean, this is mucho gusto. I love Mucho Gusto. I have this both in the signature garden and we have it at the chicken coop, and it has done so incredibly well. Very low maintenance. One we have on irrigation and the other one we don't have on irrigation, and they are handling it like champions. If you know my struggles this year, the bunnies have been quite prolific up there at the chicken coop. They've not touched the Mucho Gusto Abelia. So praise the Lord for that. So if you have any kind of like critter pressure, so far, Mucho Gusto is holding strong and is not being nibbled on. So we appreciate that for sure. Let's come look right quick at the annuals. So just know that when you come to Creekside, if you want some help designing a space, right? So this is the time, like we said, that just about everybody, if you're like redesigning a space or you want to add to or you want to change, this is the time to do it. So when you come and you want our help, we would love to help you. We just ask that you take pictures of the space, like multiple angles. Give me a big picture. Give me the whole house or the whole big space, and then come in and you can give me front views, side views, so that way we get a really good idea of the space. Basic measurements. It's 4 feet wide and 10 feet long, whatever it may be, and then kind of know your sun. How much sun do you get? And don't necessarily only think about it the sun right now. Try to remember back to like July and August. What does the sun do then? Okay, and then we will help you. We will go through, we'll talk with you, we'll pull plants, we'll look at it and do all sorts of things like that, so that way you can get the landscape that you want. We will walk you through that process very painlessly, I shall say. If you're looking for the annual color with the mums, here you go. So you want something that is like showing tons of color. You've got a party this weekend. I don't know, you're hosting some sort of party, whether it's a birthday party or you're having friends coming over to watch the game, whatever. You have got gorgeous mums that are in full color right now. We've got more like the purple. Then you've got here with the red that is just starting to show color, right? And then we have the fun, this is the mix. So this is the Stavisky mix, where you have yellow, purple, and white all in that same pot. So you're going to get a great color variation on that. So we literally have all stages of your mums. All you have to do is just keep some water on them. If it's a struggle to keep water on them, put them in a saucer, right? So put a saucer underneath it, or if you want to put it in a bigger pot, you can do that as well. Yes, speaking of camellia season, here we have the proven winners. This is the Just Chill red tip, and it is in bloom. A very nice, soft pink bloom. This would be similar to sasanquas. So this time of year, your sasanquas are the ones that are going to be blooming. Sasanquas bloom from now until November-ish, maybe December, depends on where you live in your climate. And then your japonicas are going to bloom later on in the season. So Just Chill red tip, she is blooming. And then of course, all the color you've got the violas here, and then we've got pansies. So when you're looking at creating these fall containers, right? So you were with me just the other day when I planted up the container for the terrace garden, and I used the little pepper plants, right? So we've got a couple more of the pepper plants available. Fun ornamental feature, right? So right now they kind of look like a banana pepper, nice bright yellow. As they mature and ripen, they're going to change to a different color. I don't know what color they're going to turn, but they will turn a color. So maybe it's red, maybe it's orange. We'll figure it out and I'll let you know. But you have all the components. If you want to do something trailing with your ivy, you've got the creeping Jenny. We've of course got the Dusty Miller. All of these plants will do really well throughout the cooler months. Little small quart-sized containers of the Everillo Carex. Of course, if you want to put this directly in the landscape, this is a great hardy perennial for us. Evergreen for your shade garden. I love Everillo. You have the cabbages, whether you want the red, we've got some white, we've got the mustards. Here are the peppers, the Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia, another fantastic hardy evergreen perennial for us. This is why we use it in our fall containers, because then you can transition it into the landscape. Love this plant, love it. You've got the kales, you've got the cabbages. I mean, like you name it, the Swiss chard. All of these are so much fun, whether you want pink or you want red, you name it. We've got the snapdragons with beautiful, sweet colors of the yellows and the pinks, and then the solid yellows and the deep reds. I mean, y'all, we have it all for you right here at Creekside. So, oh, the Plectranthus. Now, I have yet to grab one of these because life's been a little hectic lately, and I just haven't had time to like stop and slow down and think where I want to plant this. Is this not gorgeous? This is called Velvet Elvis, and it is the most stunning plant. This is the time of the year where this is going to bloom. So it is going to bloom from now all the way through basically until we have a hard freeze. A little bit more for your shade garden. Can you imagine putting this with that ascot rainbow? Look at that. You can also put it with that Everillo grass, right? We're talking about those gorgeous color contrast. I mean, this thing is insane. A gorgeous, nice, big 1 gallon container, like Cece has it here together. All of these are gonna be great plantings together because this is gonna be more shade, right? These are those japonica camellias that I was talking about. They're covered in buds. This is the Greensboro red. Nice, beautiful, double red flowers, gorgeous. Plant this now for color in the basically dead of winter. You're not gonna be upset about that. Of course, more mums. We have got perennials, we've got the ferns, we've got the eucharis, we have the Feather Falls grass. This is another great evergreen carex grass for your shade garden. You can do part sun, so mine gets morning sun and then gets a break from the afternoon. I actually have it directly in the ground. Y'all, it is massive. It loves that spot. It's in the forest pansy bed. Huge, but you can put them in containers too. They do really well in containers. Great way to bring evergreen interest to that shady area of your garden, because if you have the hostas and the ferns, a lot of times in the winter it looks kind of bare because they've all gone dormant. Not Feather Falls and not the Everillo, so that's an option for you. Beautiful blue, calling all of my, and I know I'll probably get in trouble with this, all my UNC fans. I think this is the right shade of blue for Carolina. I'm sure somebody will say, no, it's not, but you know, go with it, right? Blues can be hard in the horticultural world. So if you're a Carolina fan, go ahead and get that. The deep purples, the bright yellows, just so much fun to bring some jazz. And then of course, this is like the Halloween mix, I think they call it, the harvest mix, excuse me. So it's the purples, the oranges, and the yellows all together. Now, a great perennial, and I have grabbed this perennial to put into like the extension of the cottage garden. Y'all, I love this. This is the Black-Eyed Susan, a Rudbeckia. This is Indian Summer, and you get variation within that plant, right? So you have got these massive, huge, I mean, look at this. Look how big that bloom is, right? So much fun. Rudbeckias, of course, great perennial. The pollinators love them this time of year. Just really fun. And then like this one over here has got more, it's almost like a bicolor. So you have more of like an orange center with that yellow on the outside. Great option. Think about what's going to give me color later on in the season for my garden. Rudbeckias are going to be a great option for you. Let's try to mosey on over to the AquaPots in the unique stone. If you want just a traditional Goldstrom, here you go, right? Great, great perennial. Okay, as we move, let's go through here. Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath, right? 'Tis life, for sure. Here is the Just Chill Red Tip again. I went ahead and planted it in a container a couple of weeks ago. And y'all, so sweet. I mean, she is doing great. It's in the shade until the late afternoon, and then it is in the full sun. So that Just Chill Red Tip, just that great fun new camellia from Proven Winners. And we have got quite a selection of camellias. So let's look at some of these camellias up here right quick. Great macrophylla hydrangeas, the Let's Dance series, right? So you've got these reblooming hydrangeas. We've not done anything weird to them. They are just naturally blooming this time of year, and they are those rebloomers. Now here we have so there's another of the proven winners. It's a bigger of the Just Chill red tip. She's blooming as well. But we have a great selection of those different camellias, right? This is a japonica. We know that because you can look at the leaf. See how massive that leaf is? So you can look at the leaf and just know that this is going to bloom probably for us somewhere in that February to early April kind of timeline. This one is white by the gate. Same thing that I have at the house, massive pure white flowers on it, absolutely gorgeous. But you can see this Just Chill, like that's a 3-gallon, a big one, covered in buds, and is absolutely opening up and living her best life right now. So we have got, like I said, these are, let me find some names here for you. This is April Remembered, another japonica. I think April Remembered is a nice pink. So you want to plant your camellias now so that we can get color later on, right? You want to look at AquaPots? Let's look at AquaPots while we're kind of in this general area. Here we have more, that's the Greensboro Red, I think. And then, oh yeah, October Magic. So a lot of times people will ask, this is from that Southern Living, the October Magic series, these are going to be full sun. So yes, you can absolutely plant these in the full sun, just like my October Magic Ruby and the White Shishi, hot sun, and they do really well. So we're just going to walk through real quick so you can see the AquaPots. So whether you want the smooth white or the chevron or the techno with all the different designs on it. We have the white, we have got like the charcoal, we have got some of the antique lily leaf. These are going to be the smaller ones. These are great to go on your porch, a small little area, right? Maybe by your door. It's not going to overwhelm. Gorgeous classic color with that antique lily leaf. You'll love that. You'll notice all of them are upside down because they are AquaPots and they don't have a drain hole. We don't want them filling up with water. So that's why everybody is upside down over here. So the whites, and I think the plan is that we're going to try to move some of these. Oh, it's a little thing called time, my friend. Time and manpower. We're going to try to move these over closer to the barn to make it a little bit easier. And then we come into like the blues, right? So you've got the cobalt blues, some whites in here. There's just a handful of that kind of the turquoise, the smaller ones right there. We've got just a smidge, well, I only see 2 of the vases. So if you don't want what technically they're called the flat rim, I call them the short and squatty ones. If you want the vase, we've got just a couple of those, and we've got the big flat rims on those. And then one of each size of that flat rim, they actually call that peacock, I believe, because it has some browns and some blues and some purples in it. So we have those available as well. As far as unique stone, y'all, 30% off. This does not happen. Like you just don't do that. The reason that we're doing that is because we want to get it out of our hands and into yours, right? Yes, it's nice to have them here, and I'm catching all the spider webs for Jerry, just so you know. Yeah, you're welcome. So you can see, right, so people are calling in and grabbing them. So Robin got that one. We've got 2 more. It's that same size. Remember, this is the same size that I put there at the chicken coop, Terrace Gardens, right? So I put that with that Goshiki osmanthus, and then this is that companion. You don't have to buy them all together, right? They come in different ones. If you don't like the aged stone, you want to do an ancient age. So here's the ancient age in that same pot. People were asking, they're like, where do I get that pot? I was right here at Creekside. You can come to us and we have got them. But we have just had them dotted out everywhere through here. Oh, look at this. Here we have just the Shishi Gashira, a Shishi Gashira camellia right there for you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But we've got Charleston boys, whether you want the basket boy or the bird bath, you've got that. You've got like the French lattice urns, beautiful urn for you. And then, of course, Savannah urns. So Savannah urns, we have quite a few of the Savannah urns, and we have them in all the colors. This makes a gorgeous statement. It is 2 pieces, so that helps with transportation and moving it, because they can be heavy if they were together as one. All of unique stone, if it is meant to be a planter, like for example, the basket boy here, they're gonna have really nice sized drain holes. So anything that's meant to be a planter will have a drain hole. You're not gonna have to worry about that. So the Savannah urns, Bashful Betty, all the little statuaries, the bird baths, the troughs, the gnomes, I mean, everything of here is going to be that 30% off. So come get them while supplies last, because once they're gone, they're gone. We have 2 of the Spanish urns. I also have one of these at the chicken coop. I have a hydrangea planted in it, and that hydrangea has been in this Spanish urn for 3 years, I want to say, something like that. It's a Tough Stuff hydrangea. She loves it. She's very happy. She's not on irrigation simply because where we planted her originally and put it didn't have irrigation. She still doesn't, but I just water her and does great. So you've got that. Again, that another massive jumbo jardiniere for you on that. More Savannahs, and we have 1 Galloway urn left. So the 1 Galloway, this has always been such a popular piece ever since our friend out there in Oregon has one in her garden. So the Galloway urn, very, very popular. It is a great piece. Again, it is 2 pieces, so it makes it easier to transport. But yeah, lots of fun things happening. Definitely go time here to be planting, redoing, tweaking, whatever you want to do to your garden. We would love to help you here at Creekside. We're open on Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. If you need some help with landscaping, like I said, pictures, basic measurements, and kind of know your son, and we absolutely can help you. So don't forget the specials. 3 AquaPots, free shipping online. We have AquaPot inserts. We have the inserts here at the nursery also if you need those. And then Land and Sea, $13.99 here at the Garden Center. Unique Stone, 30% off at the Garden Center. AquaPots, 60% off here at the Garden Center. As always, we so appreciate you. Y'all have an amazing day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.